And we're back.
Welcome,
Hello, everybody.
Lucky Fool.
Lucky fools. Jared, you're cutting out again.
Every time you go high pitched, you cut out, Jared.
Lucky Fools.
It sounds like Lucky Fool.
Lucky fools. Lucky fools.
Lucky Fool.
Fools. Lucky Fool.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay, no Lucky Fool.
Lucky Fools.
The Lucky Fool.
Part of this balanced breakfast.
Indeed. Speaking of balanced breakfasts, do you have any sponsors for us today?
Yeah, we just did it.
Yes.
Lucky fools. Part of this balanced breakfast.
Exactly. Excellent. All right. And to sum up after that, do you have a summary for us? It can be fast or super long, whatever you want to do.
Sure. Yeah, I've got a summary for us. We broke it.
Yes.
Okay, longer than that. Got it.
We broke all of it.
Yeah, we broke all of it. It's just all broken. We fled the keep, pinned a skeleton to the ground that was trying to pursue us, and then managed to escape the rest of the way. Met a leprechaun, figured out his riddle, then spent a very long time trying to decide what to do with a wish. We ended up wishing Abner's magic away. And then we set up camp for the night so that the GM could figure out what the heck the ramifications of that wish are going to be.
Yep. Exactly.
So, like I said at the beginning, we broke it.
You broke it, rather. Exactly. My
When
notes
I
say
said we, I meant the player group, not you,
right.
and not
Well,
Shay, because she wasn't
I know.
part of that.
It's true. My notes say, "Welp, never give your players a wish." That's how I started my notes for this session. Yeah. So we're gonna start off tonight, right after the leprechaun, and you've been traveling you walked a little bit more down the road a ways, and then you stop for the night for camp, and so that's where we're going to open it up. Is right in the evening as you're starting to bed down and starting to lie down for the night.
Say, does Arpeggio always fall asleep like this? Just randomly walking like this?
Yeah, he does that sometimes. We have to.
That elephant
carry him
person
or-
too? This is normal?
Yeah, apparently. I didn't realize how much it happened to her too. Maybe it's infectious. Ooh, I don't want to get that.
At that point, she looks up. No, I'm awake, guys. I'm awake today. I just helping Fifth along.
Oh, I see. Sorry, my bad. I thought you were sleeping.
But it comes and goes. It's a thing with herringons. It's infectious if you're married to them.
I see. Why would that be? Why only if you're married to them?
Well, it just when well, I don't think you're old enough for this conversation. You're only a couple days old.
Okay. Am I
Just
old enough now?
No, you should probably ask Fifth when he wakes up.
All right, I will. I'll ask him.
Yeah, he'll know. He'll be able to tell you all. Just ask him about the birds and the bees. He'll know. He'll tell you everything. He's better.
We've seen a lot of birds and bees over the last couple days.
Yeah, but he knows more about the birds and the bees. He's an expert at birds and bees.
I
I'm
see.
an expert too.
You're an expert on the birds and the bees too?
Yeah, I've had that conversation many times.
All right, well, why don't you just tell me that?
But I thought you weren't old enough yet. Elba, when is he old enough?
When Fifth wakes up, probably. I think.
Okay.
That seems right.
All right, I'll wait for him to wake up then.
All right.
So, I guess we need to set up a watch. Is that right? What we've done all the other nights.
Yep. Yeah,
Crumbs, are you and I taking the first watch again? So you can educate me some more about this here world?
I absolutely can. I'm ready.
All right. And then I believe it was Elba and Shay are still doing the second watch. Is that still correct?
Yeah,
Alrighty.
that's okay with me. If it's okay with Shay.
Shay's good at watching.
And then Navarre, can you take the last watch?
Yes, that is fine with me.
Okay, just maybe put your plant in your pocket and not watch your plant, but like watch like the world. You know.
Sir Lanford will keep me safe, no worries.
Will he keep us safe, though?
That is a good question. Sir Lanford, will you keep them safe? It appears that Sir Lanford will keep you safe, yes. There is no need to worry.
Okay. I suppose I will trust your little thing there if you insist.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Perhaps I will have to teach you about him one day. He
No
is very
thanks.
wonderful.
Oh, you're
Oh.
French, bro? Sorry.
Perhaps one day you will realize, yes. I do not know what language I speak now.
I assumed you were speaking common. But, you know, I'm only a few days old. What do I know?
Yes, yes, yes. My accent, I do not know it.
You do still sound a little bit strange today.
There is no need to worry. I sound perfectly fine.
Is this a side effect of Sir Lamford?
Sir Lanford told me to speak like this, yes.
I see.
Do you want to know how you should speak?
Nope.
Sadly,
No.
okay.
Sir Lanford, he changes how you speak, huh?
It is on to his wishes. I asked him and he said this was the way to go.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yes, yes.
Are you sure you can trust his advice?
Oh, a million times he has brought me here. How much more can I trust him?
A lot less. Not more.
Oh, no, no. He has got us out of many, many times. Many dangers. He has helped me.
I look over at Crumbs and just like look at you expectantly. Though I guess you can't really tell because there's no facial expression on my face. I'm just staring at you, thinking that I'm looking at you expectingly, as if to nudge you for a confirmation of what he's telling me.
And I look at you, and I kind of like get this nervous look on my face, and then I adjust my gaze so that it's very clear that I'm looking at your trustworthy left eye. And then I wink.
All right, I suppose. I guess that confirms it.
Yes,
Good enough for me.
yes. You see, one time there was a job. It was to round up these sheep. And I asked Sir Lanford. Sir Lanford said, no, 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 don't do it. I was like, okay, I don't do it. That man that took that job, he got trampled to death. That could have been me, but Sir Lanford kept me safe.
Yeah, have you changed your accent again?
Or did I?
I don't know. It sounded like it changed a bit again there.
Sir Lanford actively changes it.
I see.
My accent doesn't change. But I don't have any plants that tell me that I should anyway.
I
Are
wish
you
I could
like-
be.
Hmm?
I wish
What
I
was
could
that,
be
Elva?
as connected to Fifth as you are to Sir Lanford.
Can't
All you
you?
have to do is just hold him all day long, and you shall be fine.
Seems like that'd be pretty easy right now.
I
Yeah.
agree so.
That's a good idea. And she kind of like snuggles up next to him.
All right, Crumbs, you and I have got first watch. Let's do it.
All right.
On the count of 3.
Okay.
1,
2, 3.
2. Wait. What?
How about you just count to 3, and I'll just go when you say 3.
Okay. I hold up 6 fingers. 3.
Okay. I shake my head a little bit, having already got used to the way he counts being weird, and just knowing that he's dumb.
All right. So you start your watch. A couple hours go by. Nothing actually happens, but as you sit there, you start to feel this kind of uneasiness start to settle over the air. You don't feel like there's anything that's watching you or creeping up on you, but as you just sit there and just kind of stare out and just kind of are alert for anything that might pop up, you feel that there's something that has started to change. The atmosphere, the very air, the earth, the world around you, some sort of magical essence has started to kind of descend and mix around a little bit, making, and after it kind of fades, it has a lingering kind of dark feeling that is there that wasn't there before.
Hey, Crumbs,
Yeah.
did you feel all that stuff the voice in my head just said?
The voice in your head. I don't see a voice on your head.
Oh. Let me put it another way. Dude, do you feel something off? Does something feel weird to you?
I do a quick check and inspection of all of my gear that I'm wearing and my clothing. No, everything seems to still fit all right.
Well, alright then.
Why do you ask?
Well, it just feels like there's some essence or something in the air. It's just changed.
I feel like the air's changed.
Yeah.
I take some sniffs of the air. Nothing smells
How about this?
different.
How about you do this? That there fella that you believe in, that Kale guy. I think you told me
Yes.
about him the other night. Can you talk to him actively?
Well, through prayer, meditation, sure.
You ask him if there be anything weird going on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. I could do that. I grab my teacup necklace and hold it in one hand and look up into the sky. Durakel, I request a blessing of knowledge at this time to know if, what did you say? If the air smells different, is that right?
Just ask him. Just ask him if there be anything different.
Is there anything different? Wait, with me?
No, sorry about that. I had a glitch in my voice modulator there or something. I asked him if there's anything different going on that we should be aware of or worried about.
Is there anything different that we're going on with us, or anything we should be worrying about, or not worried about, or what's going on right now? How you doing? Amen.
Roll a religion check.
Religion. Ooh. 14.
you feel like he's kind of listening, but you sit there expectantly, trying to receive some sort of revelation, but you're not really getting anything. You know what it feels like to receive true connection from your other experiences, and you're just not getting anything. You're not getting a response.
After a few moments of silence, I turn back and look at Green Skull. You know, it is late. He's probably sleeping right now, but he didn't say anything.
Well, all right. That makes sense.
So
Awesome.
maybe it's nothing.
Well, all right then.
Okay. So the rest of your watch passes without incident.
And that's a fire, and that's wood, and that's
What's that there thing flying in the sky?
that's the moon.
No, not that one. The little furry animal flying in the sky.
Oh, yeah, that's not the moon. That's I don't know what that is. It looks like you know I know what that is. That is the flying orange fox of the south northwestern plains of the east. And it likes to eat bugs and sauerkraut.
What is a sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut. It's like there's this plant, I think, that's called kraut, and it tastes sour. And people put it on food. I do not like it. But that fox likes it, so something they eat, I guess.
Well, all right then. You know, I think our shift's just about up. Maybe we should wake the next two.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay.
You go get Shay, and I'll go get Elba.
All right. I walk over. Hey, Shay. Nudge, nudge. Hey, Shay. Shay. Shay.
Hey.
Hey. Good morning, or good night. It's your turn for the watch.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, nothing happened. Although Green Skull's kind of says he felt something weird, but I didn't feel anything. And I asked Raquel, and he didn't say anything because he's probably asleep because it's pretty late. But nothing
Okay.
happened. But Green Skull thought he felt something. I don't know how he feels something because he's not a flesh bag, but that's okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, good night.
Good night.
Hey, Elba.
No, I want the pony. No, Daddy, I want what?
It's your turn for watch.
Okay. Now get up.
Don't worry. You can take your pony with you if you want.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Green Skull.
Yeah, anytime. Have a good watch and a good night.
Okay, did anything happen that I should know about?
You know, I thought I felt a change in like the biometric field of the. I felt something weird. Felt like magic or magical of some sort, but I don't know. Crumb said he didn't feel anything. He tried to ask Raquel and didn't get a message, get a response. So guess maybe it's just me, but stay vigilant.
Okay, I will.
All right then. Have a good night.
Good night.
I go into standby mode. Put myself in a hibernate mode. I just stare up at the sky aimlessly, or whatever it is that I do in rest.
All right. The elbow will walk up and just kind of sit down and look at you, Shay, and then I'll watch over.
Sorry, what?
I'll watch over in this direction.
Okay.
All right, so second watch passes without any issues, and then let's rotate through. The last watch goes through without any problems, and you're all able to wake up refreshed. And you don't. The second two watches don't feel or notice anything out of the ordinary. It's just the first one, and we will go to the morning where everybody wakes up.
You hear that as Green Skull comes back online, you hear that old school Microsoft boom.
Awesome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I look over to the people that were just on watch, which was Navarre and Arpeggio, noticing that Arpeggio is still passed out. Navarre, did you end up having to do watch alone?
Oh no. I was with Sir Lanford.
Let me rephrase. Did you and Sir Lanford have to do watch alone?
Yes, we did, but it was fine. We had a great time together. And look at all of you. You are safe. Don't you
Sir
believe in him now?
Sir Lanford still ain't letting you use your normal voice.
No, sadly not.
Well, maybe I'll let you eventually.
Maybe if he remembers it.
I think they said it was Russian.
I've been doing a lot of French recently, and I've forgotten.
It's okay, Green Skull. Fifth he'll wake up eventually. It'll be all right.
Until then, should I carry him?
Yeah, if you don't mind. He doesn't weigh that much.
Yeah. I'm
Good
pretty sure I
shave.
can handle it anyways, so I just grab him by like the scruff and I grab him by his collar and just hold him over my shoulder. Moving the spear that I've been carrying in that hand into the other hand, so I'm now like awkwardly trying to hold two spears in that hand. And fifth over my shoulder with the other one.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check.
Athletics check?
Well, it's more like I want to see how gentle you're going to be with him.
Oh, okay. You said just a straight dexterity check?
Yep.
14.
Okay, that's not horrible. I mean, you're not treating him well, but he doesn't take any damage as you figure out how to jostle him around to hold him.
Okay.
Hey Shay, did you feel anything while you did your watch last night?
No.
Okay.
Awesome. So you guys start to go and travel for most of the day. Around 3 o'clock or so, you start to walk up the road, and you see this man that's sitting on the side of the road, and he's just kind of like muttering to himself, and he's rocking back and forth, and he's really like, you can tell that he's really kind of struggling, and something is kind of off with him from the distance. You can't hear what he's saying. You would come up. He's probably at this point is about 100 feet away, and you can see that he's just sitting alone by himself, just kind of muttering to himself and rocking back and forth.
I call out to him. Hello, sir!
He looks up, jittery. It's you! Then he runs up and spreads up to you. Are you dead? Are you dead or alive? Are you dead or alive? Tell me now.
Alive?
Okay. And then he looks down on himself
Do you
and
have-
it's just,
Will you give us a wish if we answer a riddle?
what are you talking about? No, I escaped. I escaped all the dead people. I was with the people, and then everybody died. But I ran away. I ran away from all the dead. They're after me.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm only a few days old. Is this normal behavior? The only other interaction I've had on the road has been with the guy who gave us a wish.
This man seems slightly
Seems-
crazy.
Or is he tired? Maybe he's sad.
Sir,
Hey,
go ahead. You're probably better at this anyway.
where's Kidnap?
Roll a perception check. Green Skull.
Perception. 15.
Well, I guess I'll let you play it off, but he would have stayed. He would have found his way into your chest crevice.
Shay, he's been here the whole time. But I just turn and open my chest crevice so she can see.
You have armor on. Is that also being open too?
Yeah.
It's like a layer. I'll allow it. He'd be able to manipulate his.
You know in the old school long johns how there's that little butt flap? I've got one of those for my chest.
Oh, jeez.
So I just pull down this butt flap of armor to show it off.
Oh no.
See, he's right here.
Oh, okay. Still sleeping. Okay.
And I seal up the armor again, which solidifies
jeez.
after I put it back together.
Oh, jeez. Didn't need to see that.
So at the side of this terrifying giant being that opens up his chest, sees this creature inside of it. It kind of puts him over the edge, and he just starts to freak out. They're after me! They're all dead! They're all dead! All the people might do, the friends, the people, the evil, they're all dead! And he starts to really get more worked up, more and more and more as time starts to kind of pass.
Okay. What do we do with this guy?
I reach into my pocket and pull out my hand. Do you want some squash?
He looks down at it and then looks up at you. No, I don't want any. I don't want any of that. You better. I can't take it anymore. And he starts to start to get really, really agitated, and he starts to kind of freak out.
Is he starting to look like he's getting violent?
Yes.
I just club him over the head with my hand, trying to
Spear?
knock him unconscious. Yeah, sure. We'll just smack him right with the shaft of the spear. I'm just gonna hit him for non-lethal damage, trying to knock him unconscious.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
Okay, 16.
Yeah, that would hit. Yeah, he falls over completely and gets knocked unconscious.
I don't even have to roll damage. I mean, the lowest I'll roll is an 8, so...
Yeah, then no.
Okay.
Because he wouldn't have any armor on, he'd have pretty low hit points. So yeah, you club him over the head and just falls over and completely just unconscious.
Hey, Crumbs.
Yeah.
You want to take this guy, or do you want to take Fifth? I can't carry them both.
Do you have to take both of them?
Well, I mean, we can't just leave him here.
Oh, yeah, good point.
How about you take this guy?
Sure.
I think you're a lot less scary looking than I am.
I pick up the guy and throw him over my shoulder.
Okay.
And I shift fifth, so I'm kind of holding him. It kind of. No, I guess I wouldn't shift him. I'm a robot. My arm's not getting tired. Never mind.
So, help me understand. Where was Fifth when you opened your chest cavity?
I was still holding him over my shoulder.
And you did your chest cavity one-handed.
Yes, I put 2 spears point down into the dirt to open up my chest to show you where Gnap was.
Okay.
We
We're
good?
giving you a different name.
Okay.
I just haven't figured that out yet. Give me a little bit.
All right, will do.
How about Carl?
Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to him?
I mean, you guys can discuss amongst yourselves. I realize that's a thing that we're supposed to do after that wish thing. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. You guys can come up with a better name than Green Skull.
Green Carl.
I think I heard somewhere that Carl's a popular name for fishermen.
Okay, not Green Carl. Green Skull.
Anyways,
Yep.
are we walking?
Yeah, I would assume you guys would be walking.
Okay.
All right. So you keep going. And you walk for the rest of the day. So at this point, let's see. So you walked. I don't remember exactly what we said last time for when you ran into the leprechaun. I think it was
3 or 4
3 days. It was
Okay.
3 days.
okay,
3 days. So now it's been 4.
right. Yeah. So you finish out the rest of the day, and it comes to be evening again as the guy that you clobbered has stayed completely unconscious the entire time as you come down to stop for the night.
Hey, are they supposed to sleep that long?
When you hit him on the head, it depends on how hard you hit him.
Oh, I see.
As I take him off my shoulder, I'm like, see, if you hit him like this and I bonk him on the head, that usually can be, part way between lunch and breakfast, or breakfast and lunch. But if they get a hard hitting and then I pound the guy, what?
Don't. No more hitting.
Well, I was showing him how long he's going to be out if he gets hit in the head.
How
Well, is he
about?
alive still?
Is there anything you could do to wake him up? See if he's feeling any better.
Can I check a pulse first?
I think he's still breathing. We could throw some water on him, or
with the last hit, that put him into a severe unconscious to where as you start to kind of feel whether or not he's alive, you notice that something has started to become wrong with the last hit that Crumb did walloping on his head.
What do you mean something wrong?
He's
Like-
dying. The pulse
He's
is getting
dying.
weaker.
Yes.
He's in death saves right now, unless we do something to stabilize him and bring him back.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I could try to see if Draco will heal him or something.
Yeah, let's try that.
So I touch him and cast Cure Wounds. I guess. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll do that one.
I mean, you could do Lay of Hands and give him 1 point of HP.
Do I have? I do have Lay on Hands.
I mean, you are a paladin, so
Yep.
Yeah.
So I do that. I put my hands on his. I grab his ears.
Oh, jeez.
Then I say the ritual to grant him 1 hit point.
Alright. So you do that, and after the power flows out of you and into his ears, then he starts to come alive, and he looks up, and he looks around, and he sees you, Crumb, and he's kind of nervous, and then he looks over, and he sees Green Skull, and his eyes just fill with terror once again, and he starts to kind of struggle and starts to be really nervous. He hasn't gotten quite to the freak out moment that he was before, but he's definitely like still
Friend.
not all the way there. There's something definitely wrong with him mentally. What?
I'm alive.
Yeah, that's what
His friend. It's okay.
the other people said that they were alive, and they weren't. They were dead, and then they killed all my friends.
Look, sir, I was
What?
created this way. Can't change how I look. I'm sorry that it seems to be terrifying you, but I promise I'm not here to hurt you.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I get a -1 to that. 4.
Oh, he jumps up to try and attack you.
I just smack him in the head again.
Well, can I like, since I was just holding his ears as he was coming to, could I just like pin him?
Yeah, I'll hold you to it. Yeah, I'll roll a contested strength throw. So roll strength check.
What the heck? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it's just strength, right?
Yeah.
5.
All right, so he's able to kind of dodge you, and then he does get up. But what's your AC?
My AC 18.
Yeah, he gets a 14. So he like tries to like sock you to punch you as hard as he can, which does literally no damage whatsoever.
Sir, you're just gonna hurt your hand if you keep doing that.
And he looks at you, and he just like at this point he's in just a complete terror, and he's like trying to like struggle. He goes and he tries to hit you again, and then he realizes that's not he realizes that's not having any effect, and so he starts to get up, and he's able to kind of run away from Crumb as he's looking around for something to defend himself with.
As soon as he tries to leave, we're engaged in melee combat. As soon as he tries to leave my space, I'm taking an attack of opportunity to sock this guy over the head again.
All right, well then that's what would happen. Is he would try as he realizes he can't hit you, he's gonna jump up and try and run away, and roll another attack roll.
25 to hit.
Yeah, that totally hits. And then roll your damage.
Again, non-lethal, I'll point out, but I rolled a 1, so 8.
I mean, if he has 1 hit point, even if you try and do non-lethal, like...
Hey, it's your game, you roll it how you want.
Yeah, so he gets up, and then you smack him on the head, and
Slap
you
him.
hit him a little bit. Well, you however attack you do as he tries to run away, and you hit him hard enough that he kind of falls over and he crumples and he collapses, and it looks like he is not moving.
Oh, he's sleeping like fifth again.
Do we even want to try and bother waking him up again? Do you think we're gonna get anything out of him?
Well, and then I go and check his pockets.
Roll an investigation check.
$17.
All right. You find a couple copper pieces that's there. You do find a letter that is in his pocket.
How many coppers?
Like 5.
Poor man. Goodness.
Is he human?
Yes.
Well, as far as getting anything out of him, he's got lots of money. This guy's like rich, actually. Maybe not, but anyway.
Perhaps, we need to keep him alive then. Sir Langford
And
says
a
that we
letter.
should.
Sir Lanford says we should keep him alive.
Quite possibly. And the bear's gonna go next to him, and he leans down. Can you check for a pulse?
Yeah. You try to feel for a pulse, and you don't feel anything.
Did I outright kill him? Did I do enough damage to kill him?
Yeah.
He's not in.
Can't heal him,
He's
right?
not in death saving throws or anything.
Well, he's rolled 2 fails.
Okay, so there would be a weak pulse then, yeah.
So yes, there would be a weak pulse at this point.
So this is like you have to do something now, or he will die.
Yeah.
Oh, Sir
Maybe.
Lanford says we should not kill him. I go back over and grab his ears and do lay on hands. And
As soon as I see you grab his ears, I bolt, so I'm not in the area. I'm gonna try and find a spot to hide.
So he gets another hit point from lay on hands again. Poor guy.
You heal him and bring him back, and he's conscious again. This time he's no longer panicked. Very confused.
Friend, we're friends.
My friends?
We're not here to hurt you.
I had friends once. They died. All died. They
That
died.
happens to the best of us. We lose friends, and their friends die, and we die, and then our friends die, and then our friends. We're our friend's friend, and when we die, then our friends have a friend that dies. And
Is it there nodding? Yes, die. All died. Fought bad turtle, and all died. We died.
Wait,
But
what?
but we're friends, and you don't need to be afraid of us. And that guy over there, pointing to Green Skull, he's not like the others. He's nice. He's our friend.
Nice friend.
Yeah,
Friend.
friend.
Roll a persuasion.
Oh, have I? Okay, so my spell slots are starting to fill up. Kind of. Have I gotten any rest that would like start to decrease them at all?
Yeah, all your spell slots would be open or be freed up. You get
Yeah,
all of them
long
back
rest.
for a long rest.
Okie dokie, thank you.
18.
Yeah, he believes you. Give me 1 sec. I need to look at something really fast with Rachel. Give me 1 second, and then I'll be right back.
Ready?
Now, break for commercial break.
What's the commercial?
Do you like playing D&D?
And so do we.
You should join the D&D something or other party that plays D&D and world record. And it looks like I found the event, and it's at 10 a.m. So it looks like it's 10 to 2, potentially. For those of you who know what I'm talking about.
For those of you who don't, you should play D&D. D&D is great.
Sold at a store near you.
And if you're hearing this, you probably do.
Excellent. Yes, so sorry. I'm back. So yeah. When 18, he looks up at you and he at this point you can tell he's just completely crazy. But he thinks that you're a friend.
Here. Have some squash. This will help you feel better. Then I offer him some.
Okay. Who are you?
I'm Crumb. Shay.
Not
silly.
you.
Oh.
Huh? Right, me?
The guy. Yeah, you.
Who? Who?
Name?
Who name? Friend? Friend?
I think
No.
he is an owl.
Name? Owl. Yeah, Owl. Who? Oh,
Doesn't
name?
look like an owl.
I'm Carl. The fisherman.
Don't trust him, guys.
You told him you were his friend.
But he's a fisherman. You're a fisherman?
Oh, fish. Fishy the fishy, yes. Yes?
Okay,
No.
Green Skull's gonna come back over, slowly approaching to see if he's gonna react and freak out again. Does he?
No.
So, Carl,
Oh, Carl. Yes.
you just said something about an evil turtle.
Oh, turtle dee, turtle dum, turtle tack, turtle tack us, tack town. Friends went to fight turtle and they all died. But I ran away. Yes. And he looks up like
Cactus?
looking like he sees butterflies and he's like just kind of grabbing in the air, not really paying attention, just muttering. But he pieces together. Yeah. Attack town. Fought evil. Ran away from evil. Only one. All friends die.
Where?
Town. What town?
Town. Big town. Town. Tim town. Toom town. Trim town. Tear town. Tear town. Dream town. Tear town.
See? You can't trust fishermen. It's like I always said.
Tyrum?
Yeah, Tyrum town. Tyrum. I'm from Tyrum. You been to Tyrum? Good town. Burned
I
now.
thought Dream got destroyed by giants.
Oh, big giants. Big, like him. Big, like friend giant.
No, I'm
You
not a
friended the-
giant.
No, him friend.
Right.
Him friend.
But it was destroyed by giants.
Yeah, town burned. Went to get new town. Bad turtle. Evil turtle. Dead. Evil dead. Lots dead. Everybody dead. Everyone always dies.
I'm not dead. Yet.
I'm not dead.
Carl,
Okay.
you're not dead.
I'm not
Who-
dead. Me no
who is-
dead.
Who was the wizard in your town?
Hmm? Wizard?
Wizard.
Wizard.
Sparky Magic.
Ah, Sparky.
While this
Sparky.
While this is going on, I'm gonna like pull out the letter that I pickpocketed off him and try to start reading it. Now, to everyone else seeing me, I'm holding whatever that parchment or whatever. It's upside down, and the words are facing outward. This says, I don't know this language.
Here, let me
It's like
try reading it. Shay, I think we might have broke this guy's brain.
My brain's not broken. What you talking
Well, you guys punched him so many times and brought him back to unconsciousness.
Do you know any way to fix that?
No.
Should we try it again, see if it fixes it?
I could talk to someone and see if he knows this person.
Alright, try that.
What does the letter say?
Here, let me take a look at the letter.
Here you go. And I'm pointing to one letter on the letter. What does that letter say?
What letter is he pointing at?
An
What's
A,
the first letter of the thing?
D.
And it's upside down. So I'm pointing to that.
Did you say a B, Jared?
D as in
D.
Delta.
That's a D.
That's not a D.
I take it and I flip it back right side so you can see it right.
Oh. Oh, I see what you did there. You're clever.
No,
Let's
you're just
see.
a moron.
That's a D. Yep. Reading's too hard. Here you go.
Alright. I'm going to read the letter over silently to myself while Shay talks to Ezra.
Okay. Really quick. So for the letter, it essentially is just a love letter. It essentially says, "Dear Carl." Well, it starts with "Dear Carl," and you get the sense that it's like from his wife that they were able to escape the sacking of Tyrium.
The first time or the second time?
The first time. So it talks about how they after they got separated from the fire, then they were able to escape and get out to a safe location. And she heard about the resistance, and she wishes him good luck and that they'll meet each other again soon.
Does it say where she's at?
It does. We'll say that she is in Ceunon.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that one, and then are you gonna reach out to Ezra Harden?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Ezra.
Yes.
Do you know a guy that's name is Carl, and he's a fisherman?
And we don't trust fishermen.
Carl, fisherman. What does he look like?
He's human.
And he's dizzy.
And he kind of thinks about it. I mean, there were. I'd have to see him to know. There were. The town of Tyrium was very large. I don't know specifically of a single man named Carl, but if I see him, I might know more.
Okay, well, I don't know how to show you him.
Also, I know you said that Shay should give her stone to someone else. She hasn't done that yet. Just letting you know.
Thank you, Crumb.
You're welcome.
As for your question, Shay, that is a good question. We no longer have that scroll you had was kind of a one and done thing for the visual thing.
Yep.
We could just say he has a nose, and it's in between his eyes, and he has two eyes. And,
Crumbs, who you talking to?
my friend the wizard.
Oh. Well, alright then.
I hold up the rock and say, I can talk to the wizard through this rock.
Right.
Yep. So anyway, he's got hair on the top of his head, and he's got a mouth in the usual place. Is this helping at all?
Crumb, I know you think you're helping, but you're not helping. Not even a little. Even a little teeny bit. Not even a little.
Well, what can I tell you to help you know if you know him?
Let's play the silent thinking game. Who can think the least amount the most? The longest.
Who can think the what?
Anyways, and then he just he lets you ponder on that for a second. Shay, I mean, the best I can do is if you could somehow get him here, we might be able to help. Figure out who he is.
To Ceunon?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, hopefully we can bring him. He's being a little crazy right now.
I see. Have you been able to get any information from him?
No, he's been repeating himself over and over. Crumb and Gringskull's been hitting him to keep him quiet, and we almost lost him twice.
Well, I see. Well, I mean, wasn't that one girl you have? Doesn't she know potions? Maybe she could whip up something for him to keep him asleep for a while.
She's busy with Fifth right now. Fifth isn't here. He's asleep.
I see. Well, however you make it, just be careful. Those crazy women people are very unpredictable. You never know what they'll do.
Okay.
All right, I think I won because I was the quietest, and you were really noisy.
Good job,
Crumb.
I'm very proud of you.
Also, he was married. I think is that what we thought? Because he had a letter on him. Did you know anyone that was carrying a letter?
No.
He was
Okay.
also rich.
All right, Crumb. Well, you think about that, and Shay, we'll talk later.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Jonathan!
Hello, Jonathan.
Just so you know, I still am holding on to Fifth. Haven't
Yeah.
put him down yet.
So Jonathan, the quick recap is you've been asleep for a couple of days, being carried over Green Skull's shoulder, and you just came up to you found a crazy person on the side of the road. He almost died from being knocked unconscious several times. And now it's the evening, and you're trying to figure out what to do with him.
Okay. What is Elba doing?
Trying to wake you up, but is failing.
Pretty much.
And she's like, isn't she hugging him or holding him tightly or something?
Yeah, she may have been convinced that she can become more closer to Fifth emotionally by clinging onto him tighter.
Okay.
So that happened. Yeah. So as Fifth starts to kind of move around, and then Carl looks over and ooh, Fluffy? And he starts to walk over to you with the intention to pet you.
Even though I'm holding him on my back.
Oh, I thought you set him down.
No, I have not.
No.
I have not set him down.
Then no, he is not doing that. He is still on your back. Never mind.
Fifth is asleep again for the next 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Hey, Arpeggio, you wake up there for a second? No? Alright. I just keep hanging up, holding him over my shoulder like I have been. Like, by the scruff of his shirt. collar of his shirt.
He's got shoes.
Yes, we all can see him. We
Yes.
know what he looks like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that description you're giving is terrible if you were trying to give it to someone else.
Oh, well, how can I do better?
Just don't. Leave
Don't do better?
Leave it to someone who has less faith in Raquel.
Less faith in Raquel.
Yes. You are so devoted to Raquel that you are having a hard time describing that man.
I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Ah, I got a name. What about Sparta?
What? Spark? What? What? Name? Oh, name.
Not you.
I like name.
Your name's Carl. You even told us.
Ah, Carl. Yes. I'm Carl. Carl.
Anyways, what about Sparta, Green
Sparta
Skull?
Skull.
No, just Sparta.
Green Sparta.
No, just Sparta.
Okay.
It's just Green Skull doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
Yeah,
And
I
I
think
feel
you're
like
right.
Sparta is more.
No, you said just Sparta. You got to get it right. So just Sparta it is.
Designation changed. Sparta.
No,
Registered.
just Sparta. That's what Shay wanted. She said just Sparta. So I'm going to call you Just.
Self-designation. Now Sparta.
Just Sparta.
Alright, well, I guess from now on I'll be called Sparta.
Sounds good, Just.
Thanks, Mr. Do.
You're welcome.
What
All
do you
right.
think there?
Yeah, go
Would
ahead.
Sparta work for him?
Turns to Mr. Langford and quietly asks him, "Yes, it works for me."
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. And Sir Valenford agreed.
Yeah, so Langford does agree. He very likes the name.
Okay. That's good. So now on, you are Sparta.
Alright, self-designation is Sparta. Do I feel Fifth come awake or anything?
I mean, that'd be up to Jonathan, but he would probably start to move around.
Fifth likes to
Yes.
pretend he's asleep for a few minutes whenever he wakes up,
Okay.
so that he can listen in on what's going on.
All right.
Well, what are we going to do with Carl?
At that point, he throws up, and you see that he ate the squash that Crumb had offered to him. But this squash is pretty moldy and has been in his pockets for a long time.
I could have sworn we got rid of that.
No.
Oh, you're awake. I pull you up and over my shoulder by your collar where I'm holding on to you.
Oh, it's speaking in American accent. That's out of character, sir.
Never mind then.
still have
And then he looks.
Squash.
Zakara looks up at you, Crumb, and oh, friend, food bad.
Well,
And like he throws the rest of the pumpkin squash or the squash stuff onto the ground and just wipes his hands. Bad.
oh, it's not bad. Once it goes bad, you could use it as like a skin cream. If you can't eat it, you can still apply it on your hands.
One of Fifth's ears twitches.
Many
Okay.
uses for squash. It's the best thing in the world. And I look at Sparta. I think I just what's the name. And I'm like, so this is another lesson. Like when your squash is no more edible, it becomes a salve that you can rub on your arms and hands and face.
All right.
Fifth whispers, "No."
Oh,
It's not true.
you're awake. Now I pull you up and over my shoulder by your collar, which I've been holding you onto for the last several days, or day and a half, or whatever it's been, and just
A day
plop
and
you
a half.
back down on your feet.
Hello.
Hello, did Sir Lanford change your voice too?
No. I'm just waking up.
Wait, you have a Sir Lanford too? How many are there?
No. One.
Oh. Gonna say.
Well,
Is there
I
there
mean,
only
it's gotta-
one?
Go ahead.
Is there only one Sir Lanford Navarre?
Yeah, I look at Navarre.
That is a wonderful question. Let me see. Sir Lanford. Is there more of you out in the world?
I mean, don't we already know there are? Isn't his full name Sir Lanford twice removed from the left? Which means there's Sir Lanford once removed from the left.
And probably some on the right.
Sir Lanford says no. This is the only one inside of this world. Perhaps
Okay.
there is more of him elsewhere where he can help other people. There could be a thing.
Alrighty then.
Sir Lanford is special for me. Ho, 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 ho.
Is Navarre French now?
Yes. Sir Lanford changed his voice.
I can't remember what Russian is. I'm stuck
It's
with
fine.
French.
Which is funny because you were doing it for like the first half of the first half of what we've already been doing tonight, and then you just randomly switched into French.
I don't know. I've been doing so much French recently, and so it's kind of
So,
like on my
anyways,
mind.
Sir Lanford just told him to use a French accent and change his voice, so he did.
Okay.
In this conversation, Carl's gonna stop. Well, see. So is Carl being held or not? I don't remember. I don't think he is, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
He's just sitting on the ground.
Okay, so he's gonna stand up, and he's not gonna be violent or anything at this point. He's just kind of gonna walk around in circles, draw in the dirt, and just completely in his own world, as if he pretty much forgot that you were all there.
Wait, 1 second. I just realized logistically, if Eleba's clinging to Fifth while Fifth is being carried by
She would have let go. She would like hold on to your
okay.
paw, and then as he pulled you over his body, then she would have let go and
Okay, great.
be like, "Glad to see you're awake, honey, Dunny."
The honey bunny. Oh, that is sweet.
Wait, I thought your name was Arpeggio.
That's my
Yes.
special name. I shouldn't say that out loud. I'm sorry.
Oh, that reminds me, Arpeggio.
Yes.
Elaba told me to ask you why it's contagious, a Harangon contagious thing of falling asleep randomly, but only if you're married to a Harangon. She told me I wasn't old enough yet, and that I would be old enough when you woke up.
Oh yes, the birds and the bees.
Fifth
We
looks
should have this conversation right now.
looks at Elaba,
She
and
just
then also
gives, like,
looks
a
at Crumb.
ultimately smirk.
And it sounds like Crumb would like to explain it to you. I'll defer to him.
Then why the heck did I have to wait till you woke up?
Well, because you weren't old enough, remember?
Alright, fair. Alright, Crumbs. Teach me about whatever this is. Birds and bees and what it has to do with a Harangon marrying a human.
Okay, that was
Well,
a long story for that one, but okay.
And Elba looks up. Okay. Sparta, now just don't worry about it, okay? Just we're married and we love each other, and
Ella, but you don't understand. As your comrade in arms, it is my duty to protect you. And if you are going to randomly fall asleep in the middle of a battle situation or some other situation, I need to know why so I can properly handle the situation and protect you.
Yeah.
So I need to understand this.
Very, very well. Well, so we don't really know why. I mean, I don't know why, Fifth, you fall asleep, and I do. It's something just kind of happened to us over the last, couple months. Kane said it has something to do with our players, but I don't really believe in that religion, so we're not really sure. I just know that we sometimes will go to sleep and then we don't wake up until later. But it usually doesn't happen right in the middle of a battle. Usually things are controlled pretty well, so you don't have to worry about that.
Shay, are they a hazard?
It was a hazard.
Ella Bud Fifth. Is it dangerous
Depends.
to bring them out of town? Out of city?
Sometimes.
Do we need to restrain them when we get back?
No. If
All
you
right.
do, the whole town's gonna go after you.
Why is that?
They're the lord and lady of the town.
I immediately dropped to a knee into like a subservient bowing, like you would before the king. I was just like, Lord and Lady, I apologize for my mistreatment of you. What is your proper designation so that I can address you correctly, thus moving forward?
Oh, no need for changing designation. Please continue as you have been, Parta.
All right. As you wish, your royal fiftiness or Pagioness.
I'm also a lord.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's lord of the, what was it? Lord of the Great Chicken.
Sorry, that was out of character. Lord of the Dance.
Yeah, I'm Lord Chicken Eater the Mighty.
That's what it was.
Sir Chicken Eater the Mighty. Sorry,
Lord, not sir. Yes, Lord.
Sir Lord Chicken Eater the Mighty
Correct.
of the Dew. What designation should I beseech thee for?
What? Designation do you between me for? What are you saying?
What do you want him to call you, Crumb?
Oh, Lord Crumb, or just Crumb.
Okay, I
Just
will
Crumb
continue.
is-
I will
Crumb is
continue to
good.
call you Crumb. Then.
Sounds good. So anyway, what you need to know about the birds and the bees. It's
Yes.
a story, okay? So,
Okay.
and I get all serious here. Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there lived a bird named Frederick and a bee named Beatrice. They lived in a magical forest filled with talking animals and enchanted creatures. See, Frederick and Beatrice were the most unlikely couple, but against all odds, they had fallen deeply in love. They would spend hours together, flying through the forest, collecting nectar, and enjoying each other's company. But their life was about to be shattered by the arrival of an enemy, a mischievous rabbit named Rupert. He just moved into the forest and he was determined to cause trouble. Rupert had a wicked sense of humor and he loved to play pranks on everyone in the forest. But one day, Rupert overheard Frederick and Beatrice talking about their relationship. He decided to play a prank on them. Rupert spread a rumor that Beatrice was cheating on Frederick with another bee from a different hive. Frederick was devastated by the news. He refused to believe that his beloved Beatrice would ever do such a thing. But Rupert's joke didn't end there. He went on to tell Frederick that he had evidence of the affair, and he would only reveal it if Frederick agreed to give him all of his honey. But desperate to clear Beatrice's name, Frederick agreed to Rupert's demands. And that's where the plot hole comes in, because despite being a bird, Frederick had a vast collection of honey, which he had accumulated over the years by stealing it from bees. How a bird was able to steal honey without being stung by the bees is a mystery that is never explained. Anyway, Rupert revealed his evidence to Frederick, which turned out to be nothing more than a bunch of lies. Beatrice was innocent and she had never cheated on Frederick, but by that time the damage was done. Frederick's trust in Beatrice was shattered, but in the end, Frederick and Beatrice, they went their separate ways, and Rupert was left to enjoy his ill-gotten honey. The kingdom was never the same again, and the talking animals and enchanted creatures of the forest whispered about the tragedy and rumor milled about it of Frederick and Beatrice's relationship for many years after. That is the story of the birds and the bees. Now you know.
I turn to Elba. So you caught it through copulation?
Yes.
Got it.
You, your intellect is remarkable.
As that story was being told, can I watch Carl and see what he's doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, he's taking off his shoes and he started to suck his thumb toe. Honey.
Oh, I'll bet he's trying to get a sliver out. I've gotten some nasty slivers in my toes before, and sometimes using your teeth is it's the best way to pull that sliver out of your big toe.
Okay.
So, what are we gonna do with him?
I don't know what the letter say.
That he has family in Ceunon.
What's the letter D?
Oh, okay.
They escaped after some tragedy or something. It was referring to some event that I have no recollection of, where they got separated and there were some fires or something, but they made it to Ceunon, and he was supposed to be part of a resistance or something for Tarim.
Okay.
So,
Does it have a name on the bottom?
did she sign her name?
Yeah, it would be. The name is Janet.
Yeah, it's Janet.
Okay.
So if we combine that with the other information we did manage to get from him, sounds like your Abner, this Abner fellow that you guys are looking for, attacked Tarim with a bunch of undead, destroying the resistance. He managed to escape, and may be the sole survivor. But that's just a jump in logic, so...
I mean, we were just at train a couple of days ago.
We haven't made it back to Tareem yet. I don't
No.
think.
The keep.
I meant a couple of days ago, and it was still afloat.
All right, well, maybe when we get back there, things will have changed.
Do we have like one more day until terrain? GM? Or are we still ways out?
I'd say that you're about 3 days out because it's 2 days from Tareem to Ceunon, and yeah, with the number you're 3 days from Tareem and then 5 days to Ceunon.
Okay.
Hey, Arpeggio,
Yes.
do you know how to fix brain damage? I think we gave this guy some.
There
Or perhaps your
are
wife
doctors in
there
town,
knows.
perhaps. Or
anyone else for that matter.
I may have caused some brain damage to people, but I've never fixed it. I'm usually the one that gives people brain damage.
Like fifth.
No, I've never damaged his brain.
Okay. Just making sure.
There may be some local doctors we could see.
Doctors, maybe take him to a priest, maybe, or
we in
something.
town?
I find that
No, we're still on the road.
the best way to heal people is to let them be with their loved ones.
It's to give you an accurate idea of where we're at, Jonathan. It's been 1 day since the incident with the leprechaun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's the next day. So,
Perhaps we
night.
should restrain him and take him to a doctor at the next town.
I do have some sleepy medicine we could give him to help him sleep. That works pretty good usually.
All right, let's try giving him methane. Maybe that'll help him calm down a bit. Maybe we should have led with that instead of the blunt force trauma to the head.
Probably, but she was busy with fifth.
Yeah. I just feel bad when he's asleep and I'm not.
Is that why he randomly was heavier during that? I thought it was just because my focus was a little distracted there.
I mean, I held his hand. Maybe that was what it was. I wasn't pulling too hard.
Well, I never said you did, little lady.
But yeah, we can. I guess we sleep at night, and then in the morning I'll let him keep sleeping, and then we'll go drop him off somewhere.
Sure, why not? Maybe once we get back to town, we can drop him off with his wife. You guys said we were headed back to that Ceunon place, right?
Well, that's where the Lord and Lady lives. And I guess our base.
All right, then. Yeah, it probably sounds like where we're headed. Let's bunk down for the night, and we'll pick it up in the morning. Crumbs, you and I take first watch again.
Okay.
what were you saying there, Shay?
Sounds good.
All right, so we're gonna do that.
All right. So you bed down for the night, and nothing happens throughout the rest of the night.
Do I feel any more odd changes in the magic or whatever you were trying to describe the first time?
So you don't, so you don't feel like a change necessarily. But you do feel like once night has settled in, I'll say this for all of you. once night has started to settle in, you do start to feel again. You kind of feel like a darkness, like a not just like the obvious literal darkness, but some like darkness feeling that's kind of penetrates through you as the night kind of wears on. That starts to become. You definitely notice it again, Sparta, and the rest of you. I'll say you do start to kind of have a small inkling of it. You definitely can tell that something is not right with the knights now.
Sparta's
Hey,
not going to
Ezra.
mention anything. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, Ezra.
Yes.
Be quiet. Crime is asleep right now.
Yes.
I don't feel like. Do you feel anything over there? In Ceunon? Like a
I mean-
darkness feeling?
I'm in where I'm at. And then he kind of hang on. He goes silent for a second. Hey, hang on, one second, Shay.
Okay.
And he walks up, and you wait a second, and then he makes contact with you again. I'm outside, and I do feel something. I don't know what it is, but I agree there is something off. Some darkness, even here in Ceunon. I do feel that there's something has
Hi, wizard man.
changed.
Are you in my dreams again?
And he ignores you.
Okay, so
Oh, shit.
do you think it's the what Abner's doing?
I don't know. This doesn't feel quite the same from the times that I've come close with his influence.
Like he was looking for another black crystal.
Out of character, didn't we drain his magic?
Yeah,
That's what you thought.
That's what we wished
That's
for.
the wish for.
The wish was that he would no longer have magic. That he would be stripped of all of his magical ability. And so he just is kind of talking, reminiscing as after you mentioned that, and just it feels like there's some. I wouldn't say it's a true like primal evil like maliciousness, but there is some extra darkness that has somehow permeated the world. What exactly was wished for? I wonder if that could be it. Wishes are very powerful.
I was away from the group, but I only heard a little bit. Is they wanted Abner's magic to go away.
I see.
And then next thing we know is the bright light, and the leprechaun left.
I see. Well, if assuming he did cast the wish, which I'm assuming he would, based off of magical law and theory, and normally they're bound by that. But I do not know. I will have to think on this.
Do you know if it's the black crystal that's making this, or
I'm afraid I cannot say at the moment.
okay.
Something has obviously happened, but I'm unsure exactly what is going on at this point. We don't have enough data to figure out what it is. Maybe by the time you get here, we'll have a better idea. It'll give me a couple of days to figure something out.
Okay, sounds good.
Ezra. You wear the tiara.
Anyways,
I don't want to dance.
We'll talk once we get back.
Very well. Well, how is things with that Carl fellow? Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's asleep. Elba put him to sleep with her sleeping dart.
I
So
see.
Your nose is so squishy. Honk, honk, honk.
Very well. Well, if I remember right, that was strong enough to put down a
bunny?
mammoth.
Oh, mammoth. Yeah.
So he should stay down for quite a while.
Do we even know what a mammoth is?
That's a monster in D&D.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So. Okay. We'll bring him in.
Very well.
Next time you take me to the ball.
Anyways, you get some sleep.
Very well. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay. So that happens. And like I said, we'll go to the next morning if there's anything you guys want to cover with that, because you would have all felt at this point something has changed, and at this point you all feel it, and I'll let you play that out if you'd like.
Is it morning or is it still
Yeah.
night?
It's now in the morning.
And we still feel the change?
No, once the sun rose, then you no longer feel the change. It feels just like a normal day.
As I wake up. Shay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Did you have any weird dreams last night?
About.
I don't. I mean, you were in my dreams, and the wizard guy was in my dreams. I just felt really uncomfortable.
About what?
I don't exactly know, but the wizard, he had a squishy nose in my dream, and he was wearing a tiara, and we were at a ball, and he wanted me to wear the tiara, but I don't know. It was weird, but the whole time I felt really uncomfortable.
I see.
Did you feel uncomfortable in your dreams? Was I in your dreams like you were in mine? Was the wizard in your dreams too?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, dreams can be weird.
Yeah, they sure can. Honk honk.
Awesome. So at this point, I'm going to kind of pick it up, and then we'll fast travel to Ceunon, unless you guys wanted to stop somewhere else.
Well, we were going to stop at Turin.
Yeah. So we can fast forward to Turin. I don't have... So nothing is going to happen as you travel through there. And so if you want to stop at Turin and explore that, then we can skip ahead to that, instead of having to go through every single day and role-playing every single day and night.
Oh, good. You're not going to continue doing the Trevor?
No. I will not do that.
Okay, good.
So, if you want to go and stop at Turin, you are welcome to do so, and we can go through that, or I have stuff planned for when you get to Ceunon.
Okay, well, let's stop at Turin because that's what we said we were going to do.
Okay. You jump forward a couple days.
Nothing happens.
Okay, nothing happens. You get to Turin, and as you approach it, I mean, you can tell that the city is ransacked and it's been burned. And we'll start off. You can see the town from about a mile away, and so you can't see too much, but you are starting to get close to it. And from what you can tell so far, there's not anything that's around. You don't notice any signs of life anywhere as you slowly get close to it.
Okay, do we feel like a dark presence there, like we have been at night, or
You don't. As you start to walk up, you notice that you come up to kind of where the battle was between the giants and all the villagers, and you see a couple of like mangled corpses that are there, but the number of bodies that should be there is definitely the number of bodies is far less than what it should be. But you don't feel anything like you felt when you were at the keep. You just kind of see that it's an from the outskirts of where you'd be walking around. You just see that's kind of an abandoned city that's no one has quite decided what to do with it yet. No one's really moved in that you can tell so far.
So is this Ceunon?
no? This is Terrain.
Oh, good. Because I was gonna say your home base looks like a dump.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to look like this?
No.
Well, I mean,
so-
after we burned it, then yeah.
You guys burned it.
Yeah, but we were here and there were still.
There were giants. They were supposed to be our friends.
But we were just here a couple days ago, like last week.
I mean, it's been like a month now because it took 2 weeks to get up there and another week down. So it's been
Okay.
just a couple of days.
Anyways,
All right.
we were just here and they were building the town, so that's why I'm confused on Carl dude saying that the city was destroyed.
Hey, Carl. You. Oh, right. He's still asleep. Never mind. All right. Well, should we go in?
No.
Alrighty then. I guess we go back to Ceunon then.
Yeah, we'll just go to Ceunon.
Alrighty then.
Because
Off we
I
go.
really don't think there's going to be life if Carl was saying that Creepy Bait is destroyed this whole city, then no other survivors, then yeah, let's not go in.
Very well.
So, anyways, let's head out.
All right.
we get-
So
Fast travel to Ceunon.
we'll fast travel to Ceunon. As you start to walk up to Ceunon, you see kind of the usual farmers that are out in the area. You start to as you walk up and everybody roll me a perception check.
12. Oh wait, nope. 9.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, 24.
13.
All right. I don't remember I don't think Nevere was there, but Crumb, you recognize a farmer, and so do you, Fifth. You recognize Farmer Hecuba is out in his fields.
Farmer Hecuba,
Yep.
the tax evasion farmer.
Yes.
I love that guy.
So you see him. He hasn't noticed you yet, but you kind of walk by where his farm is, and you see that it looks like he's starting to get ready to butcher a cow
Okay.
in the field. And as you start to walk by, he goes and he does the deed, and the cow falls over and dies. And so he starts to look at it and then starts to get ready to do the normal harvesting. When all of a sudden, the cow stands back up again, and he freaks, and he just screams his head off. It's a demon! It's a demon!
A demon! Farmer Huckleberry, what is it?
Sparta goes running over there to help
Yeah,
this guy.
we're gonna run over there.
Sparta's leading. 2 spears in each, one in each hand.
He looks
As
at
I
you.
described earlier.
Sir,
Sir, what's the matter?
and then he's about to bolt, and then he recognizes Fifth, and that's the only reason why he doesn't completely run away in terror. It looks, and he just sits there, and he's shakingly pointing at the cow.
It's right in front of him, right?
Yeah, the cow.
Farmer Huckleberry, get to safety.
And he sprints away in terror.
Arpeggio, what's the problem?
Cows aren't supposed to stand back up after you kill them.
Oh, I see. I throw one of my spears at the cow.
Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry. Okay. I'll say you're close enough that you'd be able to hit it. Roll damage for me.
Okay. That would be 9.
Okay. So you hit the cow. You see that like it's visibly has its throat cut from the first attempt, and then the spear goes and it hits him again for a second time, and then it falls back over dead, and then it starts to kind of jiggle around, and then it looks like it's died.
I walk
stab it-
over and
I stab it a few more times to make sure.
Then I pull out my axe and behead the cow.
All right. So yeah, it does not come back to life. It is sufficiently dead. And then Farmer Hecuba starts to kind of walk up really timidly. Is it dead? Did you kill it?
I immediately turn to face him, square on.
Yes, sir. We managed to re-kill the cow.
I tell you, I don't know what I would have done without you.
I'm not sure it's safe to eat, Farmer.
I think you're right, Mr. Fifth. Oh, and
out.
Fifth, thank you for your help with that taxes thing. I got a whole lot of money from it.
Excellent. That's wonderful news, Farmer Hecuba.
Indeed. So,
Wait a second. What tax thing?
well, your friend here, Mr. Fifth, he helped me with them tax people. He helped me figure out a few things. They said I owed some taxes, and then turns out they owed me lots of money.
So these tax things, what are those?
So it's like, and then he walks up. Can I borrow your spear for a second?
Yeah.
He grabs the spear. All right, I own this spear. Here, now hold it again.
Okay.
All right, now you owe me 10 gold. That's like taxes.
What?
It's true.
Local
That is exactly
governments
how
use taxes to farm their activities.
But aren't you the local government?
Am I the one that he would be paying taxes to now?
No, you're not. You're not the actual lord of the of the whole
okay.
city.
Magistrate.
No, I'm just one of several lords.
And I'm one of them too.
No, I'm just.
Wait, we
give
get
me a second
paid?
to get. Give me a second to get the accent. I gotta figure this out. No, I'm just one of the.
It kind of sounds like you've been hanging around Navarre a little bit too much. I think Sir Lamford's starting to impact you a bit there.
Give me a second. I'm gonna listen to Hermione Granger talk for a while.
Okay.
The truth
It's
is
out of character.
Bith is based off of Hermione Granger.
Yes, if Hermione was like,
I'm Hermione Granger. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Uh-oh, Navarre's broken again.
Mr. Fifth, you certainly travel with some quaint folk, I tell you. The only one that knows how to talk right is this Sparta fellow. Or, well, I don't know that he doesn't know the name.
Metal fella.
This creature. The creature fellow.
Yes,
He
my
talk
name's,
Made of
normal.
metal, right?
my name is Sparta.
I'm a normal talker.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Crumb. I can't even do it now.
It's. Oh no! It's spreading. Is that my voice? Is that my voice?
Yarby Crub here.
Oh dear, what a desolate place this is.
All right, well,
The Lanford
here.
must be destroyed.
Heavens, no!
Okay.
And she's gonna start walking away.
wait. All right, now. So, what could have happened, do you think, with that there cow?
Well, it looks like necromantic energies at work, if you ask me.
Oh, even all the way down here in Ceunon.
Yep.
I just shrug.
It's a creepy bait. Have
I
you
see.
seen him? Have you seen bait?
No, not since he came and used up all my nails and it just made a huge mess of my barn. I haven't seen him in quite some time, thank goodness.
We fixed your barn.
No, we didn't. We pulled all the nails out.
We totally fixed his barn.
No barn, no problem.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I haven't seen him. I haven't
Okay.
seen any bait here around these parts or anything like that. This has been
Uh.
the first time I've seen her. Cows are supposed to stay dead, and this cow didn't die.
I turn around and stab the cow once more for good measure.
If I use detect magic, is that going to do anything?
You can certainly try.
I will cast it then.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to think. You don't detect any magic when you cast it.
The gun was not magical. It is I must have been rare specimen. It is sad that we killed it.
Oh, poor Bessie.
Now that it's dead, there's no more magic, right?
Wait, you called the cow Bessie?
Well, yeah, okay, all cows are named Bessie. They taste the best when you give them a name.
It tastes
Ah.
the Bessie.
Bess.
But isn't that what the cow was for the holy cow?
I don't know anything about that. I call all my cows Bessie.
Why? Why?
Well, you're the one that knows how to talk, right? You try calling that cow Bessie. See how it feels. See how it rolls off your tongue.
Bessie.
See,
See, you get me.
you get
Nope.
me.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Betty.
It didn't roll off my tongue very well. Because I don't have a tongue. Crumbs, am I doing this joke thing right?
How do you speak if you have no tongue?
I open my mouth and you see there's no tongue.
Wow,
That's a good one.
Knap's been sleeping a long time.
Still in here. I pull down my trap door again to reveal that
Oh,
he's
goodness.
still sleeping there.
There's like a
Is he
door in your
alive?
armor.
It's I have a hollow chest cavity thing, so he's just found his way in there and is sleeping in there.
Are we truly concerned whether Nap is alive?
As you open it, he really bleary-eyed. Hey guys, you guys deal with that leprechaun yet? Are you ready to go?
Nope. I close it again.
And you hear kind of muffled, okay, good night.
Good night.
What'd you do? Just put him to sleep in there?
I think he's doing that thing that animals do called hibernation. I think he's hibernating in there.
In summer?
In summer.
Again, I just shrug.
Okay.
Right, well, I guess thank you for killing the cow. I'm sorry, what was your name again? You with the horns and the weird plant thing?
Neville, it is nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, and likewise and such. You sure you don't feel no magic around here, nothing?
I am not sensing anything, no.
Maybe you should ask Sir Lanford.
Oh, I am too weak. Salanford knows more. Salanford, he was more. Is there magic in the area? Oh, Salanford says that it is best not to tell me currently. It is a secret.
Well, that's good enough for me. I gotta eat. And then he starts to go down to start to harvest the cow with whatever he can with the mangled the mangled corpse from all the stabs and everything else.
Since we're at a farm, I was going to ask if we're at a farm, is there any squash, pumpkins, anything of that nature around in the vicinity?
Yeah, he'd have a couple of pumpkins, but where you're at, you wouldn't see them. I think you might have gotten some last time you were there, so you would remember that he has some.
So when he goes back for the cow, I'm going to just kind of wander over to that area just to check for a pumpkin.
Hey, Farmer Hecuba.
Oh, yes?
Didn't Sparta say not to use the cow?
No, I didn't say that. I think that was Arpeggio.
Oh, was it Fifth?
Yes.
Fifth, did you say that?
It would probably be a poor decision. It would freaking, I don't know what his stupid accent is. It would probably be a bad idea to eat undead cow. Just pretend like there's a British accent on that.
Yeah, but Mr. Fifth, I mean, your friend here, he didn't feel nothing about the dead things, and I mean, I gotta eat. Maybe I can try another cow. I got a couple of them.
No, Sir Hecuba, I think I agree with your logic here. If there's no magic in the thing, then whatever magic brought it back to life is obviously gone. Should be good to eat.
Now,
I agree, yes.
I'm sorry I didn't catch that.
Don't worry, neither did we.
All right.
Navarre, are you speaking in tongues now?
Also, no. Yeah, I agree with you. Let us go to use the cow. There is no magic. Salanford said so.
That was a lot longer than what you said the first time.
So I felt the need to express myself more.
Right. Let's head on up to Ceunon.
Find the pumpkin.
I'm looking forward to all these things that you guys have been telling me about.
Hey, yeah, you're able to walk away. While he's actively engaged, he doesn't stop you as you walk over And as you walk back to kind of the farm area, you do see a couple of pumpkins that are actually still attached to the vine that are next to the farmhouse.
Break off one of the pumpkins and smush it into pieces and load up my pockets and make it back to the group.
All right. Yep, he doesn't notice at all. I mean, he notices that he knew you were gone, but he doesn't have any idea and really care what you were doing. All right, well, I'll eat this here cow. I'll let you know if I turn into anything unnatural, but I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat him. But
Okay.
it's good to see y'all.
Enjoy your meal.
Good luck.
All right, and he goes back to harvesting the cow. And you are able to, when you guys walk up and you get to the gates of Ceunon.
Hey, Sparta,
Yeah.
do you have a place to put those spears?
Nope.
Shay gives you an empty bag of holding.
All right.
Try putting them in here.
Okay. But the spear's in the bag of holding.
And tie this around your waist. You can keep it.
All right. I guess I tie the bag of holding around my waist with no rope.
You don't have like a belt or anything?
I got nothing.
You don't
Oh,
have
that's
a
not
belt
true.
on that
That's not true.
armor?
That's not true. I know what I'll do. I open up my my trap door and I shove it in there next to Gnap and close the trap door.
Zay.
Okay. I
That
guess
should
that
keep it
armor
safe.
doesn't have a belt.
The armor just kind of gets absorbed into me, becomes my skin.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
Is
Sounds
that
good.
normal for you?
I guess so. I'm only a few days old. I've never met another of my kind, so
Oh, that's a good point.
Really quick, do you feel or can you feel physical touch?
yes. Yes, I
Okay.
have all the normal sensations.
Okay, then as you shove that in there, you feel Knapp is moving around a little bit, trying to get a better position, and well, that's all you can feel. It just starts to move around. It keeps trying to get more comfortable with the new roommate.
Hey, Gnap, feel free to use that as a pillow if you need.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Now we're reached to the gate.
Hi. So yeah, you walk up to the gate and you see a couple of guards that you recognize. I mean, at this point, you've been fairly familiar with some of their rotation. Oi! It's
Hey!
where y'all been? Or yeah,
We've been dealing with the fort. Right, Fifth?
Yes. That is where we have been.
I see. Well, welcome back to Ceunon then.
Something
Your
wrong?
ladyship and lordship. Oh no, just welcome back. Nothing too exciting's happened.
Well,
They
is
don't really
there,
stop you to try to greet you and let you in.
is there any survivors that came this way? From Turin?
He thinks about it. Well, now that you mention it, there actually is a small. There was a small group of refugees that came in. that they said that they were part of, there was a lot of women and children and some old people that were all in the group, and they came and we got them set up in a place because Tareem's not really there anymore. So yeah,
where at?
they're over in the poor district, and then he points over to this.
The poor district.
Okay.
And gives you directions to that place.
Okay. Let's go ahead and dump this guy over there.
So you want to go dump the body over in the poor district?
Well, we're gonna wake him up once we get there.
All right, very
And
well.
You said his wife was gonna meet him there?
Something like that, yeah.
And we'll have to find his wife too. So she'll be there when he wakes up. Maybe we'll
Should we
do something.
try and fix him first? Maybe see if this wizard friend of yours can magic up something.
Yeah, I'll tell him we'll be over there and he can meet us there.
All right.
Because I'm guessing this wasn't very long ago. And so they can probably tell us what's happened when they started heading out. So, anyways, I asked Ezra to meet us there.
Okay.
So we head over there.
Okay. He acknowledges it, and then you're able to get into the area that was described to you. After a little bit of searching, you're able to find and kind of walking around, asking around different places. You're able to find where the place is where all the refugees are. And Ezra Harden walks up and greets you there. Hello.
Hi.
Hello there.
You returned.
This is this Carl dude.
He looks Carl. I'm afraid I don't recognize him.
Okay.
So how many sleeping potions did he get? I mean, he's still passed out cold. He kind of slightly slaps his face around, and he doesn't move.
Elaba, how many potions?
Well, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.
Must be very strong sleeping potions.
Yeah, it is.
Or he's a lightweight.
Well, I mean, this has put down a horse before, so, and it's herd. But I think I have an antidote in here somewhere. Maybe I can. Give me a second. And she rummages through a couple things, and she pulls out a small little vial. Here we go. This should do it.
Is she handing it to me or to Ezra?
She hands it to you.
Okay. There you go. You can plop it in his mouth. Ezra.
All right, so he takes it and then uncorks it and then force feeds it down into his throat, and he gets up. Once again, just he hasn't really panicked, but he's just once again just really, really loopy, and he doesn't say anything. He just his eyes are opened and kind of has a glazed look about him, just looking around nonchalantly, not trying to make any movements, just content to be where he's at.
Well, he doesn't seem crazy now.
He looks up at Ezra.
How are you feeling,
Ooh.
Carl?
Big, sparky, poof, Beardy. Hello, Beardy. Hello. And he tries to go and pull Ezra Harden's beard.
Okay, now he's loopy.
And he says, What Clearly, you haven't fixed him yet.
Well, there was nothing we could
were hoping
do.
you would, or that you could.
I see. I don't know. I believe this kind of magic would be beyond my skill level. I focused more on the arcane and the.
All right, can you guide us to one that can fix him?
Well, I mean, I would speak with a priest. Do you happen to know of any priests in the area?
We have a paladin.
I believe you. That's right. There's the paladin. He could try maybe communicating with his deity. I mean, I do remember you went to that monastery. Maybe they would be willing to help out.
Nope. There's a war between Crumb and the priest there.
Very well.
Wait, Sir Lord Crumb is at war?
No, I'm not at war. They just don't believe in Durakel.
Well, how dare they?
That's right.
Should we go see them so that you can correct them in their ways?
No, they believe something else that Kane did. Our other friend did.
I lean over conspiratorially to Shay. Yes, Shay, I'm aware, but while we're there, maybe we can get them to heal this guy. Unless you know of another place with holy magic.
How about you take him there? They don't know you.
Sure, I'll do that.
I'll go with you.
No.
Why do we need to heal this man?
Because we broke him.
Oh,
I'd like to fix him before we return him to his family.
I see. So he was normal before you attacked him.
Attack is a
No.
strong word.
So I would say defense.
Yeah, that he was normal before we self-defensed him.
Yes, indeed.
He was going crazy.
He was having a mental breakdown.
So he was already insane when you
Yeah.
attacked?
But it was only because of what happened.
At this point, I just grab the guy under my arm and start taking him to see the monastery.
Sorry.
I gave you directions to
Okay.
there.
I was gonna say you would have no idea where that is.
I was willing to roleplay that out, but apparently she gave me directions, so I follow those.
Okay. Is anybody gonna go with him?
I'll go with him just to bring him back. But I'm gonna stay as far away from the monastery. So they don't think something.
So they don't know that there's an association with the Luck of Fools.
Yeah.
Okay. That works. What about the rest of the party, really quick? What are you going to do while they're doing that before we handle that?
Do we? Is there stuff
Main town, right?
that we? Yeah, this is like our home base town, right?
Yeah.
Ceunon.
My coat is ready.
Yeah.
Do we have administrative duties to attend to?
Yeah. You would. You've been gone for.
I mean, wouldn't you have to go to the manor to find out?
Yeah. Yeah, you would know. I mean, you would assume that, but you don't know.
Like, we have
specifically.
people like doing stuff, but like, I would assume they would contact us or send us word if they needed something. I guess we could check in on them. Sure, let's check in on home.
Okay. Yeah. So you start to go the different ways. So we'll start with Sparta to go handle that. So you start to walk through the town, and you're pretty amazed. I mean, this is the first time that you've ever been in a town at all.
Yep.
And so just as you're walking around, literally every single person that comes inside of you runs away.
I'm too busy looking at the architecture and scenery to notice.
Yeah. After you get about 3 or 4 blocks, then some guards immediately stop you. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then they draw their weapons threateningly. What are you doing? Why are you here? What are you?
I'm
He's
Sparta.
with me.
And then after they see you, then they kind of ease up a little bit. Okay, he's causing quite a commotion. It's like you look around and there's a lot of people are just starting to kind of panic because he's an unholy demon in their eyes.
I am what I am. I can't change that. If they have a problem with that, they can change. Now I'm taking this guy to the monastery for healing.
All right, well, just stay next to her.
Sir?
Otherwise, you'll probably be stopped again.
Sir, are you
Yes.
trying to infringe upon my freedoms?
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but there are plenty of people here that there may be other guards that may attempt to put you in chains should you be seen alone. You're very unknown to most of these people here, and it could be deemed as disrupting the peace.
I take a half step closer to him and stare down at him. Is that a threat?
Roll intimidation.
Ooh, 21.
He immediately he tries to hold his composure because he is an experienced guard, so he wouldn't completely melt, but he is taken back a little bit. I'm like, well, not a threat, just more of a advisory. Please be aware of your surroundings and understand that not everybody has seen beings like you.
Very well. I do one of those comforting... I attempt to comfort him, noticing that he's kind of freaked out. Not realizing it's me that freaked him out. And kind of do give him a comforting pat on his shoulder. I'm like, very well, sir. I will be more mindful of my surroundings, which the city's amazing, by the way. It's the first one I've ever been in. It's pretty cool.
Well, thank you. We do take pride in our city, but yes, just stay with her, and you shouldn't have too many more problems.
So the problem here is that people think I'm a threat, right?
Exactly. Yes.
I yell at the top of my lungs, I am not a threat. There, that should take care of the problem. And I just keep walking on towards the monastery.
The guard looks at you, Shay. Where again? Why? How do you find these things?
He was friendly in a keep.
I mean, my cat's friendly, a dog's friendly. I mean, does that mean that you just pick up strays everywhere you go and just expect everyone to be okay with it?
No. Creepy bait made him. And he didn't tuck us, and so he's only a couple weeks old.
Well, I'm going to warn you now. You spread it to the rest of your group. We've had enough of your shenanigans. We don't want another bait. I mean that weirdo cane was passable, but one more tower out of line, one more destroyed building, one more anything that we have to be called for, and you guys are out.
Only Crumbs made him dumb so far that we know of.
All right. Well,
It's gonna change once we figure out what's going on.
all right. Well, just okay. We'll let you go, but just I'm so tired of cleaning things up. Just stop.
You're not the only one.
And they just kind of walk away and just start very disheveled.
At this point, I just kept going. So while that conversation was happening, I'm now alone. I would like to point that out.
Yep.
Oh, I was paying attention to you.
Yeah, you start to head over. How close are you going to be traveling with him, Shay?
I guess since the guard said I have to stick with him, I guess I have to be right next to him.
Okay.
You don't have to go in with me, though. Because there's no guards in the monastery.
Anyways. So we get there.
Okay.
I stay outside of the doors. And just sit there.
All right. So you get up to the monastery and you see this sign that's out front. After closer inspection, you see it essentially says that we no longer follow Energizer. We've been converted to the true religion of the players.
Nice. Go past me.
Kane. Oh, Kane. What have you done?
He is re-dead.
All right. And yeah, do you walk in?
Yep.
Hey.
You're on your own this time. Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
So you walk in, and as you walk in to behold this cathedral for the first time, you see at the very far end, you see the pulpit, you see all the rows, all the different pews, and above the pulpit, you see this ginormous. It looks like a symbol that you as a player don't recognize. You as a character don't recognize, but it looks like a D20.
Nice.
Nice.
That's quite the shape there. Quite the place you have here, too.
A monk.
The architecture.
A monk comes up and tries to he tries to draw the an octagon shape in the air, like how people would do a cross. Oh, dear players! What are you? What are you doing here?
I came to get this guy some help, and I hold him out. He seems to have suffered some brain damage.
And he supports your claim by looking up and brains, all the brains in the world. You're fat and ugly. As he looks at the monk. Oh dear.
Is he fat and ugly?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he's he's just a moderate looking guy, but he's just a skinny monk. Not overtly ugly.
See, as I was saying, I mean, don't listen to him. You're not overweight or ugly. Just make sure you don't eat any brownies because they will make you fat.
I see. Well, thank you for the advice. I'm sorry. What are you?
The religion of the players, indeed.
I'm not rightly sure. I was created just a few weeks ago.
So I don't detect any. I mean, I detect the necrotic energy that was used to create you, but I don't feel any unholy presence from you. So you're welcome to come. If you could help bring him up to Abbot Farclough.
Yeah, of
Farclough
course.
up there, then
Just which way do I go?
just follow me.
All
and
right.
he brings you up and directs you to sit down, to put him down onto the front row, and then he walks into the back, the very end of the cathedral. There's a door that goes from the back, and he walks out. He walks in the back, and then comes back about 2 or 3 minutes later with a super old wizened guy. Hello, who and oh dear, what? The dear old monk here has told me a little bit about it. What seems to be the problem?
He sustained some brain damage, and he's a little crazy. I'm hoping you can help fix him.
I might be able to do just that. Here, he walks down and looks at he looks at the guy, at Carl. Hello, Mister Sir. How are you feeling? How are you feeling today? Oh, super duper fatty, Faso. I see. It is very. Just hold on. And then he puts his hands on top of Carl's head, and he mutters a few words. And then you see this like bright light, Sparta, as he casts some sort of a magical. So you can kind of, well, you wouldn't know exactly what it feels like, but it's a warm, light, holy magic essentially that comes out of him as the abbot casts a spell, and then backs up a little bit. All right, that should do it, I believe.
All
And
right.
sure enough, he stands up on his own, and Carl looks like he's whatever was ailing him has subsided. He looks, thank you, Father. Thank you. I don't know what. How did I get here? What are you?
We brought you here.
Okay. Okay.
We're in Ceunon.
Ceunon.
Now I'm going to help you go find Janet.
Oh, yes. That would be great. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
He turns back to the abbot. Thank you, Father. Thank you. Who do I send my prayers to? I don't even know who or what you are, but you cured me. The power to the players and all that might be. Just remember them in your prayers. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.
I feel mildly uncomfortable that we've deified ourselves in the canon. But it is funny.
And he turns to you, Sparta. All right, well, you said Janet was here. Can you take me to her?
Maybe. I could take you to where the refugees from Tarim were sent.
That would be great. Yes, let's go.
All right. Let's be on our way. I head out.
And as you leave, you hear the abbot call after you. May you always roll a high initiative, and your numbers be lucky.
Right, whatever that means. I will do my best. Same to you.
All right. And yeah, you're able to get out, and I'm assuming you go back to the place.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's probably where we're going to end it. We'll have you end where you get back to the thing where you haven't actually found him, and then we'll cover the rest of everybody else of what happens to Crumbs, Jacket, and Fist catch up. with starting next time.
Ketchup.
Fifth's ketchup, huh? Did I hear that right?
That's
Or
like the ketchup that he
did he put on his hot dog?
doing the checking up on his estate. I don't know.
His
The things
We know what you meant.
Yep.
It was just funny because ketchup.
this ketchup, and he's gonna eat it all.
Gotta eat it all, ketchup.
Exactly.
Goodbye, viewers.
Thanks for playing.
Bye-bye.
Until
Bye.
next week.